Really, Baldwin. How are you this evening?
Good, good. I wish I could hear you with all these motorcycles going by.
I know, right? At least the bike will pick it up.
Yeah.
Now, this is just such an amazing documentary. I know a lot of people have been talking about it, looking forward to it. Really bringing awareness to an issue that is, not something that just is, okay, about the individuals going through it, but also about the community and how others can help and give back. Now, I'd love to know, what is perhaps a message or takeaway that you would like the viewers to be able to take, or something perhaps to open their minds and perspective?
Well, the conversation has completely changed because of COVID and because of fentanyl. We have a problem that we've never had before. Homelessness went from like 4,000 to 17,000 in Sacramento. It went from 54,000 to 72,000 in LA County. So COVID and fentanyl changed that. I'd like them to understand that it's not really a homeless crisis as much as it's a mental health crisis and a poverty crisis and an affordable housing crisis. And we need comprehensive wraparound treatment. We need to fund mental health care. We need to fund drug addiction treatment, education, vocation, job placement, fair, livable wages, affordable housing. Challenging to do in a community like California, where those costs are fairly high right now, pretty high. But the cost to not do anything for some of these fire departments and emergency services some of their responses are like 60% homeless and fentanyl. And we've been touring the country right now, speaking together on this, and we've seen people flatline and some of them die in San Francisco, Sacramento, Spokane, Seattle, all of the Pacific Northwest. And what people have to understand is that the cost in terms of first responders and then emergency rooms, hospital care, judges and lawyers in courtrooms, and then after the courtroom, incarceration. You can't convict your way out of a homeless problem, okay? These people have mental health issues, and it needs to be funded. And also in terms of commerce and small businesses and tourism and property values, all of that is suffering. So if you address that by getting them 360 wraparound care and get them back on their feet and get them back on a life to independence and back on the road to success, it's gonna cost a lot, but it's gonna save more.
Yes, completely agree. And what would you suggest, perhaps, to just a normal everyday person who wants to be involved, try to contribute in whatever way they can? Because I know every small step.
Well, look up online on wherever you live and find out what organizations are doing the best nonprofit work in the homeless space. I can tell you nationally, Citygate, the Salvation Army, and any mission. I've been to the mission in Seattle, in San Francisco, in Sacramento, in Santa Barbara, in LA. All of them are doing great work. There's great programs that are very successful right now in Arkansas, in Pinellas, Florida, Dr. Marbott's program in San Antonio. There's a program in Maine that I've been reading up a lot about. There's a great partnership between a nonprofit and Johns Hopkins in Baltimore, and they are getting Marbott. Come over here for a second. What percentage of the people, you have 2,700 a night at your facility in San Antonio?
Yeah, 2,500 on a regular night. We can search 2,700 a night.
And beautiful.
What percentage of them are getting wraparound care, and that leads back to a life of full independence?
Probably 75 to 85%.
Wow.
But the key is have patience and wraparound services. And as good as San Antonio is, and San Antonio is good, what Baltimore and Johns Hopkins is doing with Helping Up Mission that we feature in the movie is even more dramatic. They're taking people with really deep psychological issues, mental health, behavioral issues, with heavy-duty substance use, and they're getting recovery. Sustainable recovery.
One of the problems you need to understand is people think that this is a drug issue. People can't see their psychiatrists and get medication like we can because we have health care, and we get treated for anxiety, depression, PTSD, bipolarity, schizophrenia. These people are self-medicating on the street because they suffer from these mental illnesses. So people will agree it's a mental health crisis, but then they'll say, but what about the drug addiction component of a lot of these people are drug addicts? Well, they're self-medicating because they're mentally ill.
Yeah, it's a myth to make this a recreational drug use, and some people on one side of the aisle tend to do that, and it is not. It is self-medicating for mental health. And
some of it is addiction, but you'd be surprised. I don't know how to put a number on it, but
very little.
Significant number, probably 80-90% of it is people taking drugs, street drugs, to get high, because they're hearing voices in their head,
Absolutely. No, that's amazing. Thank you so very much. Thank you.